everyone. Welcome to insPAWed. I'm Cyndie Morgan, and this is my four-legged co-host, Nigel. The reason why I've started the show is I was inspired by Nigel back in 2017 when we first met. And as of recent times, I'm now looking for other people who have been inspired by their pet. Now, that can be anything. It doesn't have to be a dog. It could be a fish. It could be a horse. It could even be an elephant. I would love to hear your story because these stories showcase the importance of animals in our lives and how they do inspire us every single day. So on this show, you can expect a few things. I'll be asking 5 core questions and 1 fun question called Spill the Treats. But first, let me have a little conversation about how this programming started for me and how this idea started was in 2023. I actually had a dream, and in the dream, the word insPAWed kept coming up. I decided to look on social media to see if anybody else had already found this handle, and they did not. So I started an Instagram account and a Facebook account, and I really had no idea what I was going to do with it. But I know that when I have an inspired thought, I usually try to follow the thread and make it become a reality. A good example of that is I run a citywide dog event here in town, Haverhill, Massachusetts, called Haverhill's Wolfstock. And Nigel was also the inspiration for that. How that happened is Nigel is on Instagram, and he's a social media influencer. And I saw that so many other communities were doing great fun things with their dogs, and Haverhill had not been doing that just yet. And I thought how wonderful it would be to bring community together. So on the show, we'll learn lots about people, their inspiration, and how they were inspired for a purpose. That could be through starting writing books. It could be you became an artist. It could even be you funded a citywide dog event. So here are the questions that you'll expect every show, and I'm going to answer them too, so we'll learn a lot about each other right now. So first question is, who is your pet, and how did they inspire your business? So as I said, I met Nigel in 2017. In 2018, I decided to start a social media account for Nigel. At that time, I was not with any presence on social media. My hope was to start this account and just have Nigel as a dog model for bow ties. As you can see, he's got his beautiful bow tie on. And at 6 months old, he got picked up as a model for a company. From that time, I just wanted to keep increasing happiness and showing people that their pets can make a difference in someone's life, especially with happiness and entertainment. And that's all I wanted Nigel to be, and lovingly he became a happiness ambassador. And from there, I realized that I was growing behind the scenes and started a social media business. That business started in 2021, Cyndie's Methodical Media, and I was doing not only Nigel's social media, I was doing my own social media, and I was doing businesses' social media. By doing that, I learned to deal with brands and collaborations as Nigel was a paid influencer for many years. From there, what happened in 2023 is I decided to shift my side hustle and went from social media managing to more the life coach seat. And that life coach seat was really still inspired by Nigel because I was realizing how to follow the threads when life shows you something and believe that you can make something happen out of it. You don't always have to understand it, and that's pretty much how insPAWed started. As I said, the dream was in 2023. I started an account, and a few people were interested in jumping on board, and I now am here starting this show because I believe that this is a very important message to get out there. So thank you for coming along, and that's all because of Nigel. So let me talk a little bit about Nigel. Nigel is 8 years old. He is a Papillon. Papillons were known for French Renaissance paintings, and they also are known for Marie Antoinette. Marie Antoinette's beloved Papillon was her dog, and when she went to the guillotine, they pardoned her beloved Papillon. Nigel is an AKC dog, which means American Kennel certified, and his real name is Sir Nigel Peppersass Morgan of Bradfordshire. I also own a second dog named Ollie. Ollie is a rescue. He is a Chorky. He is half Chihuahua, half Yorkie, and he's 2 years old, and he inspires me in other ways too. So let's go on to question 2. Was there a moment you realized your pet sparked something bigger? I most certainly did, and that was with social media. On social media, the community that comes around you with pets is pretty amazing. They really are happy-go-lucky people. They all want the same thing, enjoyment of their pets. We just talk about the love of our pets, how fun they are, and you start seeing how many dogs, cats, birds are doing wonderful things in the community, and that could be with therapy, going out to nursing homes, helping people smile. I've had more people reach out to me that are complete strangers and say, thank you for making my day today. So that's when I saw something bigger was happening with Nigel's face and my thumbs behind the scenes, orchestrating all of his social media. The third question will be, what lesson has your pet taught you that shows up in your business? You know, Nigel's always in the moment, and we tend to always get ahead of ourselves with shoulding. Should we be doing this? And I should be doing that. And dogs don't care about that. And Nigel gives me, as you can see him right now, he's as calm as a cucumber. He does not care about anything but just being in the moment. So he's really taught me that. And I really want that reflected in my business. I just try to go with the flow with everything. It's so important. Question number 4, how has your pet helped you connect with customers and community? Well, a few things I can say about community with Nigel. You know, anytime you're on a walk with a dog, people always want to come up and learn about the dog and pet them. Community is great. And dog owner to dog owner, we have our own language all together with that. But we'll take it a step further. When Nigel and I can do something together for the community, such as Haverhill's Wolfstock. Haverhill's Wolfstock was inspired because Nigel and I's connection is so strong. I knew there was other people out there in the community that I wanted to connect with. We all deserve a happy place to come and enjoy the community. And Nigel, I feel, really made that possible for me because I was kind of hiding behind Nigel all those years. I've been on social media with him now for 8 years. He's 8 years old. And the last few years, I realized that without community, you're really not anything. So Nigel has absolutely helped me with that. And question 5, if your pet could talk, what would they say about your success? This one makes me laugh because I think Nigel would absolutely say, it's about time you figured it all out, Cyndie. Because, you know, I started that account never wanting to be seen. And that's a growth period. And that's what Nigel has absolutely changed for me, is my confidence behind this beautiful face. So Nigel would say, it's about time I smartened up. And then for Spill the Treats, what's one fun, quirky, or surprising thing about your pet or your journey together? So for me, I think the one fun, quirky thing, I get 2 actually. So the first one is Nigel knows every single day at 11 o'clock that it's time for his bone. It's referred to as 11 o'clock bone time. He will sit in front of his treats, and if you look at the clock, it's always 11 o'clock. Now, what's funny is when you have a time change, he'll be 1 hour exactly whatever way the time has changed, and slowly he gets it right back to 11 o'clock. It's amazing to me. The other fun, quirky, surprising thing is Nigel and Ollie are both very spoiled. My bed is very high, and so we have to pick them up to put them on the bed at night. And when they are thirsty, Nigel will let you know with a little tap on your shoulder with his paw. And if you're not paying attention, he'll just keep it up, and then he'll just leave it there. And that tells me that I need to get out of bed and get a Dixie cup and fill it up with water and bring it to both of them to have a drink, instead of taking them off the bed and bringing them down to the water bowl. And it's a fun, it's just fun activity we do in the house, and my husband thinks it's hilarious as we are pretty much working for these dogs. It's not the other way around. So that's my fun, quirky story. So that'll be every episode, these 5 core questions in Spill the Treats. If you would like to follow along, of course, these will be shown on HC Media. Love for you to watch it on that. Community TV is everything in our towns. But you can find me and Nigel on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook at insPAWed. And I just want to thank you for watching and entertaining the thought that your pets are inspiring. So I'm going to leave you with this one question. What has inspired you? Thank you so much.